I want to talk a little bit about VAVs and CAVs. Sometimes people get confused. What's the difference? Well, this is a controller. VAV or a CAV controller. Actually, the same controller. The difference is a VAV is a variable volume controller. It varies the airflow to maintain temperature. That is, it will have a minimum and a maximum. Let's say you have a room that requires 1,000 CFM. Your VAV may give you 1,000 when you really need to cool the room, and when your room is cool, it'll drop down to its minimum, say about 400 CFM or about 350 CFM. So about 350 and 1,000, and it works within that range to maintain the room temperature. The idea behind the VAV is that you have heat from the window, the sun, your body temperature to build up the temperature in the room, and then once it's built back up, they'll then open up and give you that full 1,000 CFM to cool the room. And that's how a VAV pretty much works. A CAV, on the other hand, although it's using the same controller, it's a constant volume unit. It maintains the same airflow all the time. If you have, say, an office that requires 1,000 CFM, the CAV will always give you 1,000 CFM. It'll open wider and closer to make sure you get 1,000 CFM. However, with the CAV, generally, you have a reheat off of the CAV, which means that if it's too cold, you simply turn on the reheat, whether it's water or electric, and that warms up the air coming into the space. So in this case, you have the reheat to help warm the air as it's being supplied. So that's 1,000 CFM air coming in. It's not 1,000 CFM freezing cold. If you don't need that much, it's always temperate. And that's really the big difference between the two. In some cases, you may have reheat on some VAVs. But in general, the VAVs, when they're in the VAV type setup, they don't have a reheat. It's simply the modulation of the air that it uses to maintain the temperature in that space.